Put that in the broadcast.
Caged Aggression 22 rolls along and making his way.
Joey Antal.
Making his way to the Caged Aggression Octagon is Joey Antal, 5'9", 155 pounds, fighting out of Memphis, Missouri, and Skunk River Grappling Dojo.
Repping the Andre Arlovsky mouthpiece with the
Yeah, I love that,
vampire
man.
fangs.
I
Let's
love
go. And the beard, too.
True, true.
He's got the Arlovsky chest hair is a question, though.
Said the most difficult part for him was making the weight cut, man. That's the one thing keeping me away from the sport other than the ability and...
That's the most difficult part in every fight, I think.
Does he look like Rory Markham?
A little bit. A little bit.
Sorry.
I definitely see the Arlovsky, though.
As long as he keeps his mouth
If he fights like Rory Markham, he's going to be a BA. I know that.
Yes, sir.
I'm excited.
And now making his way to the Caged Aggression Octagon is Teo Duarte, 5'7", 155 pounds, fighting out of Peoria, Iowa, and Central Illinois Combat Club.
Bob's house.
Of course, man.
Those
One of
guys-
my favorite people, man.
These guys work hard over there.
They sure do.
Shouts out to him and Wade Choate, leading the pack.
Wade Choate, your former opponent.
Yeah. Wade's definitely that was a big big fight for me at the time, you know.
Yeah. House full of gamers, all those guys.
Dude, they get after it.
Yeah, they do not mess around.
I believe Wade was coming off a knockout of Joey Deal at that time. There's Wade right there with the beautiful hair.
Glorious.
Yeah, I was telling JD earlier, man, I said this is the birth of the exception here. This is where I came out to the nickname, the exception, for the first time, man. I was 7-0, became 8-0 that night. I never wanted to, come out to a nickname, but Joe Jordan gave me the nickname like 3 or 4 fights before. So I just ran with it that night, and it was a great night, man. So this Catfish Bend is this is the birthplace of the exception. Not that it matters, but
it does.
It's history, though, man. I've been fighting for 10 years this year, man, and I haven't been here since, so it's great to be back in this building. It's a lot smaller than it once was, but
that's a good nickname, though, man.
The exception, man.
That's a good nickname.
It's slick. It's slick.
It's original.
It certainly is.
It's up there with Allen Iverson's The Answer.
The Answer.
Yeah.
Frankie Edgar.
Ooh. Allen Iverson had it first, brother.
I'm just saying.
All right, you're a fighter. I'm a ball player.
It's not that original.
Yeah, you're right.
The evening is scheduled for three-minute rounds in the Caged Aggression Amateur Lightweight Division. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighed in at 156 pounds. He trains at the Skunk River Grappling Dojo and is sponsored by Mayberry Farms, Tilly's Tap, Hammer Mill Bar and Grill, Concord Financial Alliance, Just Saying Designs, and Justice Transport, LLC. Joining us from Memphis, Missouri, Joey Antal. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall and weighed in at 155 pounds. He trains at the Central Illinois Combat Club. Joining us from Peoria, Illinois, Teo Duarte.
Joey Antal in the red corner, Teo Duarte in the blue corner. Your referee for tonight's action is Ben Wilson. Jeremy J.D. Dorsey here along with Sean the Exception West and Zach Micklewright. Let's watch some fights.
Nice little body kick to start.
Yeah.
Ooh, good right hand.
Joey, he's got seems to have a huge following. This crowd really lit up for him. He's got to watch those inside low kicks, though. His hands are low.
Low, yeah. Teo tagged him with a couple good shots. He's checking every one of those kicks. That's good on him.
It's got to
be able to recognize that already as an amateur, man. That's great.
It's got to hurt the foot, man, because a lot of those inside leg kicks are, man, he's really got to lift those hands up. Unless that chin is iron, the way he's taking those punches, man, he really has to keep those hands up. And if it's iron, it'll only be iron so long taking that damage.
Good posture standing here in the guard by Teo.
Oh, he's diving under. Where's he going? Where's he going? Those guys grapple at
for a knee bar dojo.
He's got it. No?
No, didn't have the angle there.
Good job, Duarte. Those guys grapple over there, man, and I'm sure he's been in that position a few times. Nice.
Good shots from the top there.
Literally has his head sitting on the cage.
Yeah. Good positioning here.
You just need to remember to breathe here. You know what I mean? And this is where your cornerman needs to be right there and be your your self-conscious. You have to let him know you need to breathe and pay attention.
Antal's doing a good job defensively.
Yeah,
keeping his hands on the biceps, keeping his knees high. He's throwing a lot of punches, but he's not landing super clean with anything.
That guard is just open. I really like to see him just sit those hips in, get that chest high, and throw those legs to the side and pass that guard.
Yeah.
And now it's closed. And like I said, those are things that the corners need to make sure they shout out, man. Guard's open, guard's closed. It's a few things I make sure I yell. But right there, hips in, throw those legs to the side. You're in side control. You can.
Antal's trying to keep distance, push on his hips to keep him away.
He's working.
Teo's doing a good job staying close, staying in punching range.
Just worried if Teo is punching himself out right now.
You can see that red mark on his right side there from that kick that opened everything up. Antal really needs to do something, when he's taking punches like that, just covering his face. That does not look good to a ref, and a ref will stop it quick, especially in amateurs.
And in Iowa, you can get 10-8'd now. So right now, Teo is completely dominating. If he does damage along with the dominance, that's a 10-8 round, man. So that could hurt him, if he wins the next two. But
this round is definitely all Teo.
Yeah.
We only got a couple seconds left. Yeah, there's the end of the round. I have to say, that's all Teo there.
Look at how he's walking with his legs sucked in. Those legs are tired, though. I can tell.
Oh, yeah.
And I wonder how much Joey's going to be able to take, but I wonder how much Teo's going to be able to continue, because he threw at least 125 punches right there, man. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, he was just working that whole 3 minutes, with punches. So,
and how hard is it to control yourself like that? Like, to me, in my mind, if you have an opportunity like that and you're on top, my mind would just say do whatever I can to finish, but you have to continue to think that, man, this is a 3-round fight.
You do. You have to know. You have to have the know-about. And the experience. That's where the experience comes along. That's what amateurs for, obviously. But what I'm saying is you have to have the know-about. You have to understand that what you're doing. You have to know yourself. And then. But these guys, man, if they work so hard and they put themselves in these situations, they recover fast. But
you're talking about a Bob Long fighter here.
Yeah, they work over there.
Those boys come in shape.
They do. I'm looking at him right now. He's not breathing deep.
He looks ready to go. Yeah.
Here it goes, right here. Let's go.
Eyes wide.
If you're Antal, what do you do right now?
Mouth closed, mouth open.
Man, we'll see.
If I hit keep my hands
Good punches already landed by Teo. He's tearing them up.
I just feel like
good punch landed.
Slugging, buddy.
Man, slug fest.
Get after it,
Here
boys.
we go.
Get after it, boys.
There you go. Standing back.
It's gonna be whoever splits that opposite punch. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's gonna be whoever throws that right when that left, or whoever throws right on right, and whoever gets to that chin first. Because they're both loading up. Teo's southpaw right now. They're both southpaw, so it's going to be a left that's going to land. Boom.
Well, it looks like Teo's getting the better of it right now.
Yeah, yep.
He's got him pinned up against the cage, going for the takedown. And if this one plays out the same way as the first round, man, then we're going to look at possible 10-8 round here.
Yeah, same. 2016, man. There's no, you know.
Well, you can't come back from that.
No, no.
Unless you finish him.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what it's going to require. But
What does Antal do right now?
he gets to his feet.
He needs to.
But
he needs to extend his legs right there, get away.
What I'm really
stand up.
watching for is I'm looking at the ref right now. The ref is really looking at him. Look how close he's paying attention. Then I'm looking at Joey's eyes. So this is how well the Iowa Athletic Commission is, that they train for these things so much that he's paying great attention to his eyes. He's watching his mouth. He's watching how's he responding to these punches. How much can he continue to take? And if he continue to take the abuse like that, is that the mouthpiece? Okay,
Yep,
I was going to say, did he just call it? You know what I mean? So if he continues to take that abuse, I worry that the ref will call it. You know what I mean?
Stop it.
Yeah, like you said, looking into the eyes is a big telltale sign of, you know, if this guy is really in this fight or he's just taking punches and working on autopilot.
Yeah. Yep.
Because, you know, some fighters can do that. You know, a good example is Pat Barry and Chet Congo.
Yep.
You know, Chet Congo was out of that fight. You know, his eyes were googly, but his autopilot worked great.
Fantastic. He was continuing to, his motor skills were still working. He's out there. See, that's the pass that I wanted in the first round, but he did a good job recovering, getting back to guard, full guard.
Let's go, Tail!
You know, Taylor's doing a good job keeping his head in the center, keeping his hands off the mat. He's got his right hand there, but he's not even worried about it at this point. He's dealing so much damage that he's in full control of this fight.
He really is. But sometimes right here's when you really got to step back and ask yourself, if what I'm doing, is it causing enough damage? You know what I mean? You might be winning, but let's finish this fight, right? This is what you need. You want to finish these fights, and you want to put on a show. So he needs to slow down at some point instead of laying in the guard and just throwing punches, and pass the guard, posture up, throw the legs to the side, drop a big punch, or go back to his feet where he's doing nothing but great exchanges and knock him out. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, another thing to think about here is Teo's up 2 rounds pretty decisively, you know, and he's got to make sure that he's not complacent in the 3rd round. Complacency kills. Another example that I'm going to take here is Anderson Silva and Chael Sonnen, you know. 4 and 95% of the 5th round.
Yeah. Right.
He's
You're right, bro.
whipping him, you know, and
Totally in control.
You got to fight
gets
all, the
lazy
whole fight.
and gets triangled with a minute left in the 25-minute fight.
No
you
doubt.
know, complacency kills, man, and that's a big thing that's harped in a lot of high-intensity sports and even in war. You know, like complacency kills. You gotta be careful of things like that. You can't get lazy. You can't slip up at any time.
Right.
Whether there's 10 seconds left or 10 minutes left.
Always think progression. Definitely. Can't be content with where you're at.
Here we go, 3rd and final round in this matchup between Joey Antal and Teo Duarte.
Let's go. Here it comes. Big left hands. Good parry.
If Antal's going to do anything, it's probably going to come real early in this round.
There's the left, there's the right. Good low kick. Got to set him up a little bit better.
Antal's hands are really
Man,
low. You know, that probably has a lot to do with his conditioning. You know, he's probably hurting at this point.
And you know, and there's times to put your hands down, especially with the range in the sport and you know being out of contact distance. But man, I really, you know, I hate it when fighters just poor technique like that, man. They really need to practice that during sparring sessions and practice, keeping those hands up, man. When you create these terrible habits, it carries on into your pro career, man.
Absolutely.
So I would really like for Joey to go back to the dojo and keep those hands up, man.
His mind might be telling him to get those hands up, but the body might not be cooperating right
You're
now.
right. You're right. At this point,
You're very right. You're very right. But I mean, from the first round, you know what I mean? And he might be a natural slugger, and that's great. And you can be, but, you know, you won't be for long doing that. And I just really like to see him keep those, at least that left up, you know, at least that left up to stop from that big right landing. And but you know, like it's an amateur fight and they're learning. That was a good body kick.
Yeah, good body kick, followed by a nice little right hand.
Antal might be getting a little bit of confidence right now.
Yeah, and you know, Teo could be trying to coast to a decision here, which is never a good idea. Yeah. Like I said, complacency kills, and if he's gonna allow Antal to impose his will in this third round, you know, it could pose to be bad things.
No doubt. Definitely gotta.
He could stay a little busy here, or get a takedown or something.
Yeah.
Under 1 minute left in this 3-round matchup between Joey Antal and Teo Duarte here at Caged Aggression 22. Yeah, really, it's like Duarte has taken his foot all the way off the gas pedal right now.
Yeah, he's controlling the cage. He's mostly staying in the center, but, he, like you said, he's taking the foot off the gas completely. Now we're under 30 seconds here, and we haven't seen much of anything happen in this third round. But, we got a good first and second round out of these guys.
Sure.
Yeah. Teo might understand how much of a victory he has, and like you said, he might be getting complacent, but he's going to try to coast. He don't want to put himself at too much of a risk.
Yeah.
He clearly just won the fight. Yeah, clearly won the fight. Great fight though.
Yeah, excellent fight. Good show of respect between the two guys. Teo's got to know that he's got that in the bag.
Teo Duarte.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the judges' scorecard for our decision. Our judges scored this contest 29-28, 30-26, and 29-28, declaring your winner by unanimous decision, Teo Duarte.
Way more of a one-sided fight than the scorecards say.
That was 30-25.
Or 29-25.
All right, we're going to do this without the translator. Thanks, so Bob. We're here with your winner, Teo Duarte. Teo, anyone that's followed your career and your action inside the Caged Aggression cage knows that you came out and fought the type of fight that you like to fight tonight, man. What kind of thoughts or what can you add to that?
I feel great. I came in here ready, and I did what I had to do. Ready so hard as I wanted to. It didn't come like I expect. I won.
And you definitely, like I said, you definitely came out. These tough wars of attrition have become somewhat of your MO. Is there anything you want to say to your opponent at all as far as the fight goes?
It was a good fight. I thank you for taking the fight. I just want to say thanks. So I thank you for the fight. It was a good one.
It was a very good fight. Definitely want to thank you for the performance. Always a pleasure watching you perform inside the cage. Anything you want to add to this before I let you go, Teo?
I just want to say thanks to Mike and everybody that came to see me.
Very well said, and thanks to you again. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for your winner, Teo Duarte, after a hard-fought victory.